Hey guys, it feels like forever since we've had a video. We're going to be talking about lesson 2-4, percents greater than 100%. Or less than 1%. And today's date is 11/26/18. So I really don't have much in the way of notes per se, just a couple reminders, and then we're going to do 6 practice problems, and that'll be it for this video. So we've talked about going percents to decimals, percents to fractions, and vice versa. So we're going to be doing the same things, we just have larger numbers. So I'm going to give you a couple of reminders. So the first reminder, remember that percent, and again this is a percent symbol, means divide by 100. That's what the per means. And cent is 100. And when we do that, we're going to actually physically move the decimal left. Hello, I started doing left and decimal at the same time. Decimal left 2 places. So again, left means less. That's what division does, is it gives you a smaller answer. And then 2 places because of the 2 zeros. All right, so that's reminder 1 I wanted to give you. So we're going to be practicing going percents to decimals. And then we have the next thing I want to remind you of. Oh, and I'm kidding, I think we have more. Yes, we do have more examples. Oh well. And the other thing I want you to remember, or a hint, because we haven't seen this before, is to change a mixed number to a percent. We're going to rewrite it as an improper fraction. So remember how that goes. Let's say we have, I'm going to do it in a different color. Let's do this color. So example, if we have 2 3/5, we're going to multiply 5 times 2. So that's the denominator times the whole number, and then we're going to add the old numerator. The denominator stays the same. So that gives me 13/5. Okay, so we're going to change the mixed number to, I wrote percent, that's so silly. Oh, to change the mixed number to, okay, English. Yes, anyway, I'm good. Rewrite it as an improper fraction. Then get the denominator equal to 100. Because percent has to have a denominator of 100. And then whatever's the numerator number will be the percent number. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead to the next screen and we'll start on our examples. So on the left side, it says write each percent as a decimal and as a fraction or mixed number in simplest form. All right, so what we got to remember is that we're going to percent, we're going to change it into divide by 100. So we're going to take the decimal point and we're going to move it left once, twice. Now look what happens. We have a blank spot. Whoop, and we're going to fill it up with a 0. So the answer is 25/10,000. That's it. That's all. Okay. Now, even though it had a decimal, it still was a percent because of the percent symbol. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the percent symbol and we're going to write it this direction, divide by 100. So we're going to take the decimal point, which is at the end, we're going to move it left twice, and we get 3. We don't need to have 0.0 as part of that answer. That's fine leaving it like that. We're going to take the percent symbol and we're going to change it into divide by 100. So we're going to take the decimal point, which is at the end, we're going to move it left twice, and that leaves us with 5 3/10 as the answer. And then we've got a little word problem example here. Stock price for a corporation increased by 0.11%, so 11/100%. Write 11/100% as a decimal and as a fraction in simplest form. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to grab that and we're going to change it into dividing by 100. So we're going to move the decimal point left twice, and we have 2 places to fill up with a 0. So as a decimal, the answer is going to be 11/10,000ths. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fraction and we're going to read this 11/10,000ths. And we cannot simplify 10,000 and 11. They have nothing in common. So that is the fractional. Oh, I forgot to do that on the others. Oh my goodness. Miss Rosner, you need to read directions. Yes, you're right. I'm out of practice. It's been a week off. So this one we're going to just read as 25/10,000ths. And both of those have a 25 in common. So I'm going to divide by 25. Divide by 25. And let's see, we get 1 on the top. 25 goes into 100 4 times evenly, and there's 2 extra zeros. So the fraction version is 1/400th. Okay. Cannot change 3 into a fraction because it's already a mixed number in a sense. It's a whole number, so it's good to go. So we check him off. But over here, we're going to read this one as 5 3/10. Now, I cannot simplify 3/10, so I'm done there. And again, the decimal point is read as and so what comes in front is the whole number. What comes after is going to be your fraction part. All right, next one. Now, this one we're just going to go ahead and go to percent. So only one answer we need here. So these, first off, I'm going to change to improper fractions. So I'm going to do 2 times 10, which is 20, plus 9 gives me 29/10. And then what I want to do is create a fraction with 100 in the denominator. So I would multiply by 10, top and bottom. And I get 290 over 100. We're just going to grab that guy on the numerator, plop on a percent symbol, because that's what divide by 100 means. So we're just going to change that from the fraction bar, which means divide by, and the 100, and we're going to add the percent symbol. So there we go, it's 290%. Okay, not too shabby. All right, here we're going to multiply 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is going to be 17, so we get 17/5. Again, we're going to set it equal to a fraction that has 100 in the denominator. Let's see, I'm going to have to multiply 5 by 20 to get to 100. So I multiply 17 times 20. Well, I know 17 times 2 is 34, and then there's going to be a leftover 0. So again, I'm going to take divide by 100 and write it as percent this way. And I'm going to take that 340, plop on the percent, voila. Piece of cake, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our percents, or our decimals, and we're going to change them into percents. So this time, This is opposite to what we did before. We started with percents. So remember here, we're going to multiply by 100. That's going to get us a percent. So this is, we're going to move the decimal point to the right twice. And that gives us 250, and plop on the percent symbol. 250%. Same thing here, we're going to multiply by 100 to make it a percent. Move the decimal point right twice, and I get 0.4%. So remember, 2 is the maximum that I can move. It's the minimum I can move with 100% too. It's where I move, 2 spots. Last one, the slowest land mammal is the sloth. Its speed is about 16/10,000ths that of a cheetah, and write this number as a percent. So we're going to take this, and we're going to multiply it by 100. Moves the decimal point right twice. So I get 16/100ths. Plop on the percent. Wham, that's it. All right, have fun with this.